With a very beautiful, serene picture, but is it true we've got another heat wave coming?
Well, it's certainly going to get very hot again next week, Martin. Yes, we'll be talking about that in just a moment. But for today, we've got plenty of sunshine. Same old story, though. Of course, we've got the hosepipe ban that's due to start tomorrow across Hampshire and the Isle of Wight. More bans on the way for South East England next week, and parts of Wales could be seeing some as well. This is why, really. So far this year, we've only had 2/3 of the normal rainfall across England. It was even drier, mind you, back in 1976. But yeah, no rain in the forecast really for the next 5 days. And to be honest, even next week, it looks bone dry across England and Wales. Those areas that desperately need rain, they ain't going to get any. So we're going to continue to see things probably get worse before they get better.
Good afternoon. The fresher air is on its way and it's going to feel a little cooler today. Still no rain in the forecast, however, and you can see the effects of that here down in Victoria from the grass. That's from Jingle Jangle Morning, our weather watcher there. And also northward, the cows have not much to eat. So that's from weather watcher Helen Clare.
Hello, good evening. An awful lot of dry weather in the forecast. No real rain for the foreseeable future. Fresher at first today, felt fresher than yesterday. Tomorrow perhaps a smidge fresher than today, but then temperatures start to rise once again. So we've got what we call troughing in the jet stream here, that sort of sinking southwards. That has been bringing this fresher air our way, but as higher pressure builds in, it simply allows the air to get warmer once again. Taking a look at our pollen levels, well, thankfully grass pollen levels have now dipped right down, but we have still got moderate levels of weed pollen as we head through the rest of the week and into the weekend as well. Take care.
It's heating up again, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, it is starting to look that way. The computer models are starting to indicate temperatures of certainly in the low 30s, perhaps even in the mid 30s sometime into next week, probably the latter part of next week. Not as widespread or as hot as what we had, but certainly temperatures will be on the rise. Now, of course, one thing we need is rainfall. It's just so dry out there. But of course, it's not completely dry because we do have some shower clouds. And they have been mostly affecting northern areas of the UK. So by the time we get to Sunday, those temperatures will continue to rise as we see this big Azores high building across the UK, well into Europe, and we start to draw in that heat from the southern climes. So this is, I think, quite a conservative estimate for the temperatures, for example, in the southeast. I wouldn't be surprised if they're quite a bit higher than 30 degrees. Cardiff, you can see, could be pushing 30 or so later in the week. But further north, it does look as though things are going to be a little bit cooler. But if you look at the weather icons, not a drop of rain in sight. And that's, of course, bad news, especially for southern areas. So hot and dry is the story.
Now, with summer holiday season definitely upon us, we want to know what's going to happen with the weather. And it looks like we may see higher temperatures back before we know it. Is that right, Alex?
Yes, there is the chance that we could tap into hotter weather, which is currently across Europe, and that could send temperatures maybe back into the mid-30s. But it is a 50-50 chance as to whether that is going to happen or not. But let's take a look at what's happening across Europe as we head through the next few days. And much like last time, that heat wave in July, we are starting to see temperatures rising across parts of Spain, maybe up to 36 to 38 degrees Celsius as we head towards the beginning part of next week. And there is a chance that we could also tap into this hotter air as we head towards the second half of next week. And if that does happen, temperatures of 29 would head into the mid-30s again. So do watch this space. If you are having a staycation, of course, dry weather is what you want, despite us needing rain across many parts of the country. But this was the situation at Mousehole on the south coast of Cornwall earlier today. Blue skies overhead. Temperatures were around 21 degrees Celsius, warm enough for a dip in the water for sure. How is it going to be panning out over the next few days? Well, as I've been talking about, there's not a great deal of rain in the forecast, but we are going to see some developing up towards the north and northwest as we head through the next few days. So as I say, it's a bit of a bittersweet, really. You know, if you're on a staycation, great news. But of course, we do need that rain, particularly in the southeast.
But you did say they were going to be slightly cooler nights, which is
cooler nights, which I know you'll be a fan of.
Alex, thank you.
And Thomas, I don't know whether it's just me, but although it was dry and warm again today, to me it felt a bit less muggy.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You know, the last few days have been really uncomfortable. I think many of us will agree. We had that tropical or subtropical air over us A cold front swept through yesterday and introduced some slightly fresher air. Unfortunately, one thing that it didn't bring, that cold front, is rain. And yes, sometimes weather fronts don't bring rain, they just bring a little bit of cloud and a change of air. And the outlook, guess what, is staying dry and sunny. So sure, good news for the sun worshippers, but you know, it's not all that good news because we are so desperate for the rain. And then the outlook for next week is that things are going to turn even hotter. And I think at this stage, we're pretty confident that it is going to turn hot, but quite possibly a heat wave on the way. And you can see how hot, at least 30 by the end of the week. It could even be in the low to mid 30s. Back to you.
OK, thanks for that warning of yet another heat wave possibly on the way. Thanks, Thomas. Have a very good evening. Bye-bye.